Hi everyone. So the last thing you heard me say was I might vlog tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Yeah, well, I did not vlog the next day. And thank God I didn't try. It would not have been a good day to vlog. I don't want to talk about it. But I have not had a good frame of mind with work over the past couple of weeks. Let's just say that. I don't know if or when I'll feel comfortable talking about it in any kind of detail, but let's just say God, the universe, the higher power that loves me and knows what I need when I know what I need too, but won't give it to myself. Sometimes just says, well, if you're not going to do it for yourself, I'm going to do it for you. We as a team are doing so well right now in our production that the part of the production process that I do needed to take a break. We won't be doing that part of the production process for days. So my boss said, don't come in tomorrow. Don't come in like next week at all. Don't worry about getting paid because we're still going to pay you for all of it as if you did come in. But basically you've got an unexpected week of PTO that's not going to count against your own PTO. And I'll see you on the 7th. I'm like, okay, thank you. Which is perfect because first of all, I need a break. And I get so worried about saving paid time off, PTO, for times when I'm really sick or when circumstances open up to see a dear friend that I've been wanting to see for years, but for this reason, that reason, now it's a combination of my financial situation and continuing holdover rules from the pandemic until I know I'm going to be allowed to actually go into his place and like hug him and spend time with him. That doesn't involve yelling at him from 6 feet away. I'm not going all the way to the other state that he lives in. But when that time comes that I am able to do it, I want to have the paid time off to take as much time as I want to. And that doesn't happen by me going, you know what? I'm just pissed off right now. I need a break to like, first of all, just step back, not have to worry about this for a while, calm down, even refocus, figure out what it's going to take to get my future looking like I want it to, take steps toward creating the future I want, etc., etc. Because that's honestly where I am right now. And the universe knew I needed that, but it also knew I wasn't going to take just even one random day, let alone a whole week of PTO without us getting hit with a snowstorm that I wasn't comfortable trying to travel in, or me getting sick, or, you know, just because I didn't want to be there was never a good enough reason for me to take time off. So God, the universe, the loving higher power said, okay, here, have some time off. Just take the break you know you need. So, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Is this a time off vlog? Might as well be. Maybe this time I can actually put it up. I remember I did a week in the life vlog, or tried to do a week in the life vlog, and it ended up being a solid 40-something minutes, and I'm like, how am I going to cut this down? Maybe this time I'll take it to the editor more often and figure out when I'm like getting to 20-25 minutes, and then cut in and say, okay, you're hearing part 1 of at least 2, and it's ending because I don't have any more room to put anything more in this particular video. So it's the first day. It's a Thursday. I have just slept and been in my emotions. And what am I so emotional about? Do I really want to talk about it right now? Do I feel safe talking about it right now? Well, I did say I wanted to, talk about it because probably I wasn't the only one going through this. People on the outside looking in might never understand this, but the job that was exactly what I wanted 4 years ago, except for one thing that I ignored, the fact that that wasn't perfect because everything else was perfect, is just, it's been 4 years. My heart's ready to move on. The deepest part of me wants to move on. But without anything to move on to set up, I don't dare move on. So I stick around as influential people in my company make up their minds to institute a change. Maybe if I would give it a chance, it would turn out to be better. But all I'm thinking about is the problems that it would cause. However, it's not ready to happen yet. And, well, the truth is, a big part of me doesn't want to stick around and let it happen. A big part of me wants to be out of here by the time it is ready to happen. But that falls into the same category as, I'm not here for this construction crap going on in my apartment building. I want to be out of here before it happens. Yeah, I want to be out of there, but where the hell am I going? What's the next house that I'm going to be moving into? What's the next job that I'm going to start? Or what thriving business am I going to create between now and the time my boss tells me, we're not talking about it anymore, we're doing it. As of this time, this is the way it's going to be. I want her not to say that because I don't want to be here when it happens. But again, where the hell am I going? I thought I had an answer to that figured out. Or at least some direction I wanted the future to go. But, well, here's what's really going on. What I would really love to do, my dream business, what I would love to create a situation where people paid me to do that. I guess I can't imagine really making that make money. Who's going to pay for that? I can come up with all kinds of reasons why that wouldn't work, but I don't know of it existing. Therefore, I don't expect it to happen. So I'm like, okay, let's go for something more traditional, something that I know does happen. And then I look at the requirements for that, and I'm like, shit, I don't want to do that. Well, let's face it, what I really want to do, I don't know of a way that happens. So I just kind of figure, well, that can't happen. What's more realistic? I have come up with a mantra that I'm not sure I've said it today. I deserve to work where I want, when I want, doing what I want. I follow someone on Facebook and she has a podcast. Part of what I admire about her is that she has the life she loves. And part of what she wanted was she wanted to be able to work her business from wherever she wants in the world. Her mantra goes beyond mine. Her mantra and her life goes beyond mine. She can work where she wants. How does she say it? Where she wants, when she wants, with who she wants, for how much she wants. She has a say in all of this, and she seems to be just absolutely loving her life. I'm like, I want that. I want that. But probably because of the way I was raised and because of the way life has happened for me, I kind of revert to the thought that I either don't deserve that, I'm never going to get that, blah, blah, blah. You know, that's so easy for me to think, but I'm not willing to just sit back miserably and believe that that is true. And I'm just damned to spend the rest of my life miserable, wishing things could go differently, wishing I could get it easier, wishing I could love my life like she does. There's got to be some way for me to have the business I want, where I can work where I want, when I want, doing what I want. And yeah, eventually charging what I want with whom I want, but you know, let's get the first part before we start worrying about the rest. I do deserve that. There is no reason why she deserves that and I don't. So, I'm going to have that one of these days. Now, whether it's a traditional business that I'm going to have to just grit my teeth and go through what I have to go through and do, or whether I'm the pioneer that creates this whole new situation where there is such a thing as a kitty cuddling business. Yeah, I'll just put it out there. I could hold warm softness all day and snuggle and pet and love on. I mean, that wouldn't be work. That's how much I love it. Especially if it was happening at my house where I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to go to any kind of trouble. I just got to open the door, invite them in, hold their baby. Aw. Although, to be realistic, I'm sure a cat doesn't really want to go anywhere, do they? Because I know back when I had a cat, rest in peace, my sweet little buddy, he, of course, the only place I ever took him was the vet, and he was not having anything to do with it. He would, like, fight you, like, literally bite you when you were trying to round him up. He was the sweetest little thing in the world. Until you tried to load him up and take him to the vet. Then he was like, huh, bitch, you've obviously got me confused with someone who's willing to go there. You don't, Like, he just, yeah. So if that's how cats are, I don't know how realistic it is to even expect a cat to be willingly brought to my place. Although, maybe after he went through some of my loving pets and cuddles and pats and just loving touch, he'd realize this isn't bad. This isn't bad at all. And before I start getting comments about, well, yeah, a lot of cats are not going to be interested in going to places, you need to plan to come to them. No. After I leave this job, which is going to happen, whether it's going to happen in a couple of weeks, a couple of months, a couple of years, this is not going to be my forever job. And when I leave it, I never want to have to do work commutes again. That is the worst part of the job. Always has been, probably always will be. Whatever service I offer, it either needs to be an online service or a service where my clients come to me and I give them what they need to be given or provide the service that I'm looking at providing. Hopefully, at such time as I leave this job, I don't do work commutes. So now that I've gone down that rabbit hole, what's the point? I've done kind of a whole lot of nothing all morning, and then this afternoon I've done some writing. You know, there's a book in me somewhere. I don't know if it's going to be the one I'm working on now or, I mean, I've got all kinds of fragments of books and stories and stuff sitting on my computer waiting for me to finish one and send it to a publisher and then be able to afford whatever fees come with publishing. I've already picked a publisher. I've already picked a publisher that I want to work with, and if they're not willing to work with me, I know they're going to be willing to work with me once they read what I have to say. I hope they're still willing to work with me. I figure they probably will, but the bottom line is I've heard writers and authors say, as a matter of fact, I just got done listening to the final parts of an audiobook that I started on Tuesday. I actually listened to most of the book. I listened to the whole story on Tuesday, but it turned out they literally did an interview with the author, and I heard the author in his own voice talking about how he had this book, he worked on it, he spent decades writing it, maybe, or years, I forget how long, and the whole time, the publisher that he had, because he'd written other books as well, and his publisher, I guess, loved his writings, published all kinds of books, but he didn't like the sound of this book that he was working on now. The publisher didn't. In the end, Mr. Author went and got a new publisher that was willing to publish his little book that I listened to. I don't choose to believe that's going to happen with me. I choose to believe that, yeah, the publishing company's going to read it and have plenty of edit suggestions and different things that they'll want me to do with it. But in the end, we'll agree on stuff and they'll publish it. They probably won't do it for free, though, so anyways, there's a book in me waiting to be written, and I'm trying to see this one through, even though there's a lot that I don't know about it. I mean, how many chapters is it going to end up being? What all is it going to say? Anyway, I wrote a little bit on that earlier, and now I'm going to get to working some more on this transcription. Transcription isn't going to be my forever business either, but the clients that I have bring me business, and even though this one isn't due until like end of day on the 6th of March, it's the 24th of February, and I hadn't even started it, so I was like, let me get it started. I've started it, I've still got a lot to do, so okay, so not that much happened today. I didn't do that much today, and I'm just gonna allow myself that, because when's the last time I was just like, forget everything, it's just take the day and just rest. I didn't even do that today, but I think more should have happened today, but then I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. I'm just going to tell myself it's okay. No matter how much my Apple Watch says, come on, do more, or how much the critic in me goes, are you going to call today done when you only did this much? You know what? This is why I can't accept myself for myself. This is why I can't accept myself for who I am, because I don't give myself permission to be. It's kind of funny. I'm going to a virtual retreat next week. I speak it. I plan on it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go to this retreat, and that's what it's called. And hopefully that's what I'll learn to give myself permission to be. Although if you haven't had permission to be, and you haven't learned how to give yourself permission to be, and you haven't been given permission to be forever, can you really learn it in one weekend, or do you have to take years to learn? One thing I want to clarify before I finish up today and before I finish up this vlog, because the way I ramble on, I can take 10 minutes really easily. So, one thing I want to clarify. My life coach, who works where she wants, with whom she wants, when she wants, for how much money she wants, she is a traveler. The guy who wrote this book that I listened to, he's a traveler. The woman who is a fictional character who was the main character in the book that this guy wrote, that I listened to on Tuesday, she turns out to like traveling. If I am a traveler at heart, I haven't discovered that about myself yet. I want to travel to see one person in particular, but I'm really not all that much about travel. In fact, I'm just as happy to stay home, or to stay close to home. I want to work where I want, when I want, doing what I want. I want to work where I want, which most of the time will probably be from my home. From my home. My apartment, my house, whatever I end up having. I want to work from home. And my current job doesn't let me do that, so that's a huge part of the reason why after 4 years I'm like, can I find a job where I can work from home? But I also, like I said, I want to work where I want, when I want, doing what I want. And I'm not sure a job can give me that. That's why I'm thinking about starting a business, or have tried to start a business. And as far as working where I want, this job definitely can't. It's not even the company that says, no, we won't have you working from home. It's the type of work we do. We're a pharmacy. I believe it's national pharmacy regulations. They won't let us take anything out of the production warehouse. So, I mean, it's not just us. It's anything. I mean, if we sent out one of our envelopes and something went wrong and it returned to our warehouse, we couldn't turn around and resell that. We'd have to take it out of inventory because we can't prove what happened to it between the time it left the warehouse and the time it circled back. First of all, why did it circle back? But secondly, what happened to it while it was gone? Nothing? Well, we don't know that. We can't prove that. We can't turn around and resell that. And anyway, my head understands that, but I have to either be okay with that or find something that's more aligned with what I want. And that's really easy to talk about. It's harder to do. It's harder to believe exists. But it exists. I'm just too scared to find it, or too unwilling to do what it takes to find it. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up now. However many parts there are going to be to this vlog, the first part is coming to an end. Thank you for listening. Check out Aira, check out Shipped, check out everything in the description, and you'll hear from me in the next video. Bye.